I know. It looks like Spyderco Central here today. So these are knives that were all loaned in by Mike down in Australia. So Mike, thank you very much for loaning these in. These are brand new knives that he bought here in the States, had shipped to me before shipping down to him in Australia. So rather than do individual videos on all of these, because I've already done all of these in either same or different configurations, colors, blade steels might have been different when I've done the full videos previously, but I did want to talk about them a little bit because it's been a while. This is the Gayle Bradley, which is a really cool knife. This particular one is in M4, and I think the other ones are too. That might be the only. I think this one only comes that way in this configuration. And I will link my Spyderco playlist up in the corner at the end. Now this one is cool, but the lock bar access is not great. And a little bit of lock stick? Or is it just that difficult to get to? Yeah, the lock bar on this just has really bad access. And so it's just a little goofy. It's a cool knife, but has that lock bar access issue in my opinion. Now the Shaman is kind of a staple and a lot of people love this. This one actually is in M4 also with a natural canvas micarta. It's brand new, so it's a little bit stiff. It will break in and be dropped shut as most compression locks are. I like this configuration. Compression lock is not my favorite. I've talked about it before, but when you fly it open, I feel the lock bar snap this way into my finger, which bugs me. A lot of people with this particular knife is right here. This nub right here, when you close it, it's contacting my finger right now, that nub. And so you've got to get your finger out of the way to be able to actually close it. It's not a problem really on this particular one because it is so stiff. But once this breaks in, it becomes a timing thing to get your finger out of the way so that it can actually close. Pocket clip is reversible in all 4 different directions. Tip up, tip down, left-handed, right-handed. And if it wasn't a compression lock, if it was a different type of lock, I would really like this knife. It carries good in the pocket. It's got a good meaty blade. It's right up my alley other than the compression lock. The Para 2, the PM2. This one's in S90V. I so want to love this knife. I actually really like this configuration in the colors. And one thing about this particular one is the liners, the compression lock, everything is blacked out other than the teal Tiffany-ish scales. But normally they don't really black out the compression lock. I think they did over here, but oftentimes, oh, here you can see that nub in the compression. Let me zoom in so you can see that better. So there is that nub that contacts your finger. Now, normally the compression lock and all that stuff is not blacked out. This particular one, though, is the smoothest out of the box compression lock knife I have ever seen. It is so like it's perfect. And it just literally came out of the box. So, yeah, I really want to like this. And I've thought about getting a PM2 myself and modding it like Alex does with all of his. My co-host on the EDC Hour, Dark and Alex, as well as his own channel, the Watch and Cut channel. So at some point, I'm probably going to have to break down and get my own PM2 just to have one. It's kind of a staple in the watch collecting community. And, you know, I have a Delica, which is also a YouTuber staple for size comparison. You know what I mean. But I never carry this. I would never carry. I mean, it's not that I would never carry it, but I never do. But a PM2, it kind of fills a lot of things. It fills your hand really well. It feels good in the pocket, and it gives you that fidget factor. See, it's a timing thing to get it just right. So one, it doesn't bounce. Two, it doesn't stop in the middle. And as you mess with it, you just get the timing down right that it just closes perfect. And the Shaman will do the same thing. Once this breaks in, it will be just as smooth, likely, as the PM2. Most compression locks do break in that way. This Gayle Bradley with its liner lock is totally a different animal. But all three very cool knives. So I just want to talk about them a little bit, kind of revisit them because it's been a while and I really would like them. That compression lock. Does anybody else have an issue with the compression locks? Let me know in the comments down below. And please go check out the Spyderco playlist over there. You can get details on all of these previous videos I've done. Thanks a lot, guys.